Lesson 8.1, Monomials and Factoring. Now, if you look at the first example, 20x squared y cubed. Our job is to break that down into all of the parts that make it. Okay, factoring is the opposite of multiplying. It's actually unmultiplying and figuring out what makes the product. So 20 is 4 times 5. Well, 5 is prime, you can't break it down, but 20, or the 4, can be broken down into 2 times 2. So now we have a 2, and a 5. We don't worry about the 4 because it's actually part of the 2 times 2. So to completely factor this, I will write down my 2 2's and my 1 5. That takes care of the 20. Now x squared means that there should be 2 x's, and y cubed means there should be 3 y's. Now you've successfully factored 20 x squared y cubed, because 2 times 2 is 4, times 5 makes 20. X and x is x squared, and y is y cubed. All right, so now you should take a moment and try to complete the other 2 problems. Okay, so 34 is 2 times 17. Seventeen is prime, so we're done. Now we just need to write it all out. 2, 17, x, 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 y, y, y. Now notice I put a dot between the 2 and the 17, but not between the letters. It's okay to put a dot between the letters if you want to, but it's not necessary. We put a dot between the 2 and the 17 so you don't think it's 217, but it's 2 times 17. And now the last one on the page, 52. That's 4 times 13, and 4 is 2 times 2. Now, I need to represent the 2, and the 13. Now you're asking, well, what am I going to do with the negative sign? I'm not going to make the 2 negative or the 13 negative. The negative needs to be a separate part of my answer. So I'm going to put a -1 first. And then I'm going to put 2 2's, a 13, 2 A's, and a B. So if the number happens to be negative, treat the negative part as a totally separate factor. All right, now that you've been able to factor stuff down, let's actually use that into a problem. Greatest common factor. It's the greatest or biggest number that can factor, which means divide, all of the integers. So what we want to do is figure out the greatest common factor for these 2 terms, 40 and 48, and also use the variables. So I want you to take a moment, break down 40, write down all of its factors, break down 48, write down all of its factors underneath the 40, and then wait for me there. Okay, so if you did 40, you might have done 4 times 10, and 4 is 2 and 2. 10 is 2 and 5. 48, that's 4 times 12. Or you could do 6 times 8. 6 is 2 times 3. 8 is 4 times 2. And then 4, of course, is 2 times 2. So make sure you get all the little parts. And now list them in order. Got 2 A's and a B. Now I'm keeping these color-coded so you can tell them apart. In the second one, I've got 4 2s, a 3, an A with 4 B's. Now, the greatest common factor is a combination of what's in both of these. So we have one set of 2s, another set of 2s, a third set of 2s, a set of A's, and a set of B's. Now, if I times all of that together, that's going to be 8A, B. And that's the greatest common factor. So if you got a second, go ahead and try and pause here and do B. All right, so 18, 9 times 2 is one way. You could have used 6 and 3, but 9 and 2 works just fine. 6 is 2 and 3, but don't forget about the negative sign. So I'm going to get all my little bits. 2, 3, 3, x, 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 negative 1, 2, 3, and an x. GCF is what they have in common. A set of 2s, a set of 3s, and a set of x's. Times that all together, 6x. And that's how you get the greatest common factor. Now keep in mind you might be able to do this in your head, but no matter how easy or how hard the problem, this method will work for every problem. So some of you may say, well, this is a lot of writing or a lot of work, but it works for every problem. All right, here's 4 problems to practice. Go ahead and pause and see if you can complete these 4 problems. Okay. 8, 4 and 2, 2 and 2. 12, 4 and 3, 2 and 2. 2, 2, 2, x, x. Don't forget about the negative sign. 2, 2, 3, x. DCF, 2, 2, x. 4, x. Now for B, 5 can't be broken down, so it's just 5. 10 is 2 times 5. We have a 5 and we have a D. So the greatest common factor, 5D. 11 is 11. 11 can't be broken down. It's prime. So 11, 2 A's and a B. 21 is 3 and 7, an A and 2 B's. G, C, F, A, B. That's it. A, B. 30. Let's see. 3 times 10. 10 is 2 times 5. 50. 5 times 10. 2 times 5. So 2, 3, and a 5. 3 Q's, 2 R's, and a T for the first one. 2, 5, 5. 2 Q's, an R, and a T. Greatest common factor, 2's, 5's, Q, Q, R, T. Put all that together, 10Q squared RT. All right, that completes 8.1, learning to factor and using and GCF.